What's good, guys? So there are a lot of sites that host various courses in all kinds of topics that you can go out and you can learn. So there are sites like Coursera, there are sites like Udemy, Brilliant, and a lot of these sites have a wide range of courses. Some of them are targeted in certain areas. And this is a very good thing to build because you can create a marketplace, or you can create a place that other people can come and host courses on your own marketplace, or you can create a marketplace that's going to have suppliers as well as consumers in a specific niche, or you can go as wide as you want. It's really up to you. And so in today's video, we are going to be building just that kind of app with FlutterFlow. Now, here's the architecture for the app that we're going to be building today, okay? We're going to have categories, okay? So we're going to have a screen where a user can pick different categories, things like marketing, leadership, IT, programming, etc., etc. Then they're going to see the courses, okay? They're going to see the various courses. If they click on a specific course, they're going to have a screen with various lessons, okay? You know, they have a list of lessons. And the idea for the lessons is that if they click on any specific lesson, they're going to be on another screen that's going to have information about that lesson. So things like the name of the lesson, maybe a little summary, maybe a video, maybe some text, etc., etc. And we're also going to have a user's entity there as well. That's going to be built in, furnished by FlutterFlow, so we don't really have to mention it. And in terms of the entities, we have the users here, we have the categories, we have the courses, and we have the lessons. And so here are some of the fields that we have for each of these entities. Like I always say, when we start building the actual app, we always have the flexibility to kind of add and remove any of these fields. So while this is kind of what I'm thinking, this may not be the final list of fields for each of these entities. All right, so I actually went ahead and created all of this in my Firestore, right, part of Firebase. And what I have is users, and this is actually created for us by FlutterFlow. Then I also have categories. So I have 4 categories. I have management, IT, leadership, and marketing. I have courses, okay? And so what do I have? Marketing 101. Digital Marketing 101, Keys to Leadership. So just basically 3 random courses. And one of the courses has a sub-collection called Lessons. Okay, and this thing has 4 lessons. So this course called Marketing 101 has 4 lessons. Okay, and so we have lesson 1, lesson 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and I also have a field called Completed. That way, when they're done, they can mark it as completed and they can see their overall status, which is a good thing, gives you motivation to kind of finish the course. We also have the video URL. Okay, so we're going to be loading up a video on the specific screen for that specific lesson. Another thing that we have is we're also storing the category ref, which is a reference to the category here. So we have a reference right here. We have a reference right here and a reference right here. And that way we can link back to the category and pull up, some information about the specific category this specific course is part of, belongs to a specific category. And that's kind of what we have. And so here's the app. I also started a blank app. And if we go into Firestore here, collections, I also created the collection. So users is created automatically. We have categories here, name and image. We have courses, name, image, and category ref. And we have a sub-collection called lessons, name, video URL, and completed. Now, after you've created your schema, the next thing you want to do is you want to go into settings and you want to make sure you deploy the rules. You want to sync them together and you want to make sure you hit validate. So I already deployed it, I already hit validate, everything is good on this end. You want to make sure you do that on your end as well. And here we are at the UI builder. And let's go ahead and start building this app. All right, so the first screen we're going to have is a category screen, okay? And the way I'm envisioning it is I want it to be kind of like a grid collection, all right? So we have a column. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to search for a grid right here. And what I want is I want a kind of like a grid, all right? And before I do that, I'm gonna load this grid up with a query with some data. So we're gonna have a query collection, categories, confirm, and now it's loaded up. And now we need something to show inside the grid. You can start it from scratch. You can kind of do it from scratch, but I really like to work with these templates. I like to pick a template that looks cool and edit it, right? Kind of fix it up. And so let's take a look. I think I've seen something that's going to be perfect. Okay, how about this user list 4? It has an image and some text. We're going to pick that. And as you can see, it has an image and some text. Now, it's not aligned correctly. We can fix that. The way you fix that is you go back to grid view. And if you come in here, this properties, and you scroll down, first you can do vertical or horizontal. So you can do horizontal. You can do something like that, right? You can have 2 by 2. But what you really want to do is you want to do vertical. And you want to make sure you have cross-axis count of 2. You have the spacing there. You can kind of make it less. So I think 1 and 1 is nice. And now it looks really nice, okay? And so now you can load it up with some data in here. So if we click on the image, we can do set from variable, categories, document image. This text is going to be the name of the category. So set from variable, categories, document name. And we don't really need that, so I'm going to delete this one, okay? And that's kind of what we have right now. And so what I propose is we run this app to make sure that it works, right? That it's legit. So we're going to start a test environment and see what happens. All right, so now our app is running and this is the screen we see, okay? And I actually pulled up some icons here, load them up in the database. And as you can see, we see the 4 categories that we have. So we have management, IT, leadership, and marketing. We just need to change the title here and continue building the app. So let's go back. Let's go back to our app here and let's fix this title right here. And let's call it category or course categories. All right, so that's what we have. Next, let's build the other pages. So the next page we're going to be building are the courses. Okay, so if they click on the category, they're going to go to the next screen with courses. And you can build it in a number of ways, but I really like this format. I really, really like it. I've been kind of building other apps using this format, this grid format. And so why don't we just simply create a new page and use exactly this format to kind of build out our page, our other pages. So I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to say courses. I'm going to say create new. And I'm also going to create a new page for lessons. So if they click on a course, they're going to go to the lessons. Now, lessons is going to be a list, and we'll get to that in a second. So I'm just going to say lessons, create a new one. And let's also create a new page for the specific lesson details. Okay, so I'm just going to call it lesson. And for the lesson, let's go ahead and find something, maybe a template, something that kind of, maybe I mean, they all look kind of good. So this is actually really nice. Lesson title page. Look at that. That's perfect for the lessons, for the previous page, okay? And so actually we might even use that page. So let's details lessons. How about something like this? Lesson book now. That's interesting. All right, so why don't we use something like this? And this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it and I'm going to recreate it. I'm going to say lessons and we're going to go to content and we're going to go and find that page. So I really like that page. Lesson name, upcoming lesson. Let's try this page. All right. So now we have homepage, we have courses, we have lessons, which is a list of lessons in that specific course. And we have a lesson. Okay. So let's go ahead and do courses. Let's go ahead at that grid line, grid view. Let's set it 2 is a good one. Vertical, let's set it 1, 1. And let's go ahead and add that template that we had before. Let's scroll down. All right, there it is, user list 4. And let's go ahead and have this page accept the category reference, okay? So we're going to say add parameter, we're going to say category ref. Type is a document reference, categories, confirm. And now if you go back here to the home page, we can actually have an event. So if they click on it, we can navigate to courses, and we're going to pass the category reference. Category reference right here. All right. And so now it knows about it. Okay. We can go to courses, and now we can do the query. All right. So we're going to go to the grid view, and we're going to come in here, and we're going to say query collection, courses, and we want to do a filter, right? Because categories, courses is not a sub-collection of categories. We need to do a filter. And it's not a really good idea to make courses and then a sub-collection of, categories, sub-collection of courses. They're two separate things. And so we want courses, but we want to have a filter where category ref equal to from variable category ref, what we're getting past. Confirm, confirm, and now we have this. All right, let's go fix up these images we have. This is courses now. So one little tip I have is that you wanna, it can get confusing, and so you wanna just change the title of the page so that you know what's going on. Because if you have a lot of these pages kind of similar, you may get confused. At least I find it helpful to just call it courses. Okay, and this is going to be a list of courses. And so I'm gonna come to our image. We're gonna come here, courses document image. This is gonna be the name of the course. Courses document, we have name. And if you want to go further, you can have a little description there, but there's just not enough space for description, so I'm just gonna delete it. And that's kind of what we have. We have courses, and we have the image and the name. All right, so if they click on it, it should hopefully display the right courses, filtered by that category ref. So let's go and run our app. In fact, reload our test environment here, and let's hope that works. And like I said before, you want to be constantly testing. You want to be constantly testing your app. All right, so here's our app. We have the 4 categories here, and only certain categories have associated courses with them. So for instance, IT has 2 courses, and leadership has a course here. Management does not have any courses, and marketing does not have any courses. And so if you take a look at IT, we have 2 courses. And if you come back here, we have 3 courses. And as you can see, we have 2 are MCJ, which is actually IT, and then 1 I think is CNDX, which is leadership. And so the course that has lessons, and I only set it up for one course, is this one, Marketing 101. And so if we go back here, this is the course that's going to have the lesson. And so we need to create another link to another screen that's going to have the lessons. And the lessons in question are these lessons right here. So these are 4 lessons right here, and that is the lessons we should see. And this is a sub-collection, so we're going to have to pull up data in a slightly different way. So let's go back into the app, and let's do that right now. So let's go ahead and fix this page up. So we're going to have back, and I'm going to say courses. This is a back button. Okay, navigate back is done. This is going to have the name. So not only do we need information related to the lessons, but we also need information relating to the course. And that means we need to pull up this course information. And for that, we need to pass a parameter. So this is going to be a course ref, document reference, courses. Okay, because this is a specific course. And this is course lessons. Let's delete that. Course lessons. All right, that's what we have. Here we can list the number of lessons. It's not a bad idea. It's actually very easy to do. So we can just come in here and we can set from variable, and we can actually pull up that data once we have the number of lessons here. So that's actually easy to do. That's back to courses. We can also have the name of the course. In fact, that's probably a good idea, have the name of the course. And these are going to be the lessons here. All right, so that's what we have. And let's go ahead and go back to the previous page and create the link. Okay, so we have this. Add action, navigate to lessons, pass the course ref, which is right here, reference. Okay, so now it's going to know which specific course we are talking about. And so this thing has a parameter. And so what we want to do is we want to pull up information regarding the course, okay, as well as the lesson. So we need a couple of things. And so, for instance, here at the top level, we can pull up stuff dealing with the course, okay? We can pull up stuff dealing with the course, but we also need the number of lessons as well, okay? So we can pull it up here. We can pull up both. We can pull up the information about the course and the actual lessons as well, and then list them later on, all right? So, for instance, here we have lessons. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, well, I want to do a document from reference and I want to do courses and I want to pass the course ref. And now we have the course information. And now I can come here and I can say, well, this is now the name of the course. And here it could be, a list of courses, maybe something like this. So it's a little bit understandable. This is going to be the name of the course. Here we need the number of lessons in this course. And for that, we need to pull up the sub collection. All right. So we can do it here, but if we do it here, we'll have to do it again here. Or we can do it once and then pull it up. So I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm just going to do it twice. It's not a big deal at all. You can do it however you want later. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the number of lessons in that specific course. So we can have the number here, and we're going to do it using this field here. I'm just going to do a query collection. I'm going to say lessons. We're going to set it for this course ref, single list of documents, confirm. Okay, and now we have that number over here. So we can come in here, set from variable list documents, and all we need is number of items, confirm. Okay, now we don't have to worry about this top part. Now let's worry about this. This is actually there's duplicates, so we need to delete these containers and this container. And we need to say, well, this list view right here is going to be a list of lessons. So I'm going to say query collection, lessons, from variable, I'm going to say courses document, and we're going to say the current course, okay? Confirm. And now it's a list. And now what we can do is we can actually label these, okay? So for instance, this is a lesson name, set from variable lesson name. This is a description. Do we have a description? I don't think we have a description. No, we don't have a description. We have a text here, and we can actually say, well, index in list, right? So this is going to be a number. In fact, yeah, so we're going to confirm it. And so it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. We want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And for that, we will need to have a custom function, right? Because we wanted to add 1 to it, okay? So we're going to need to create a custom function. And so the way you do it is we're going to say custom function, and this function is going to add 1 to item. That's it, just add 1. We're going to return an integer, not a list, and we're going to get an integer, which is the index, right? So we're going to get an integer, which is the value. I'm just going to say value. We're getting an integer, not a list, not nullable, false. And this is very, very simple. You just do return value plus 1. Because in computer science, indexes are typically start at 0. Okay, this is a computer science thing. For humans, counting starts at 1. For computers, it starts at 0. We're going to hit save. And now what we need to do is we need to pass the value. And the value we're going to be passing is going to be the index, right? Lessons document, index and list, confirm. And now it's just going to add 1 to it. So instead of starting from 0, it's going to be 1. And then, instead of 1, it's going to be 2. So it's going to be basically 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 0, 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have that. We need to compile our custom function. Let's do that. It's the simplest function in the world, probably, that you'll have to do. Let's wait for that to finish up. All right, no errors, perfect. All right, so now we have a list of lessons. All right, so let's go ahead and reload our test environment and see if that works. Reload, and we have marketing 101, just so that we remember, because not all courses in this test app, they have lessons, just one course for testing purposes. All right, so here's our app. Let's say we go into IT, we go to marketing 101, and that's what we have. And look at that, perfect. I mean, we may want to sort these in alphabetical order because lesson 1 should be before lesson, before lesson 2 and then like that. And it says 4 workouts. This should not be workouts, should be 4 lessons. You can see it says 4. This is starting from 1. So it looks good. Let's go ahead and fix it up. Let's go ahead and sort this. List view, we're going to go order by, and we want to do name in increasing order. Yeah, increasing A to Z. We're going to hit confirm. Let's refresh this real quick. See if that works. All right, IT, Marketing 101. Perfect. Okay, now it's in order. Let's fix a couple of minor things. This should be not workouts. It should say lessons. All right. We don't really need this here, the button, because the idea is they're going to click on the lesson and do the lesson. So I'm going to delete this button. All right. And we're going to create a navigation. But before that, well, yeah, we can do it. We can do it while we're on this page. Add an action, nav to lesson. And then we can define the parameter. So here we're going to define the parameter. It's going to be lesson ref, which is a document reference for lessons. Confirm. Okay, perfect. Now let's go back to that last page and let's fix it up. So over here, this should be lessons, list of lessons or lessons. This should be back, should be done already. Yep, navigate back. We have an image and it's a really nice design, except we're not going to have an image. We're going to have a video, and I already prepared a couple of videos. And so this is really nice how it's done. It's obviously a stack with an image. Then you have a blur that has a surf card. So, right, it blurs the background. So always check this stuff, right? Because you can use that, and you definitely will want to use that if you're doing an image with a card. You want to blur the stuff out, because if you don't blur it, it's not going to have that accent styling there. So that is actually really, really nice, okay? So unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and delete this image. Okay, it's a really great stack, but I'm going to delete this surf card here. And this thing, actually, we don't really need an image. I'm just going to have a video player. We're going to delete this image. And this video player is going to load up our data. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we don't even need the stack anymore. Okay, let's delete the stack. Okay. So now we have a video. We have this video is going to load the lesson. We have the title. We have a description. So let's go ahead and load up the lesson. Okay, I do it all the way at the top. Document from reference. We're going to say lessons. We're going to say lesson ref, confirm. And now we can say, well, this is going to be our video URL. This is going to be our lesson name. And description is also a good thing. I'm going to leave that there because that's something you may want to do by adding the corresponding fields to Firestore DB and the schema. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a checkbox. All right. So what I'm going to do is, in fact, we can have a checkbox that looks something like this: completed, not completed, instead of this stuff. Right. So that is an idea. So if we come in here, checkbox initial value is going to be set from completed. So now it's directly binded. It's bound to completed. And then title, I'm going to say lessons document name, and subtitle, you can do it yourself. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this right here. I'm going to delete this right here. And I'm going to delete this row right here. Okay. And so that is kind of what we have. Let me take a look. That container is a little too big. Okay, perfect. So something like this is going to be the title. Subtitle, maybe you can even say description goes here. Description goes here. And now we have the name and we have whether it's completed or not. And so you have this instructor thing. This is a good one for future development of the app. And another thing I want to do is, well, I want to fix up this column first of all. And I like this button, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this button say completed. Okay, so something like this. So now, if they click on it, it's going to be marked as completed, right? We have this container. We can actually center it and we can make it even bigger. So maybe like 24. Okay. something like this. Maybe that's too big, right? Let's make it 22. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this text actually on the container level, and if they click on it, it's gonna change the Boolean value, right? And it's automatically gonna be marked as completed. So I'm gonna say we want database update document. We want to do lessons reference. And we want to update, not everything, just the completed. So I'm going to say come here, completed, specific value, I'm going to say true. Okay? So now let's go ahead and load everything up and see if it works or not. Hopefully the answer is yes. Hopefully it's going to work. All right, so here's the app. And if we go into IT, we're going to see we have 2 courses. We go into marketing, and we go, let's say, lesson 1. And it loads up the lesson here. And this is a video that's provided. This is just a random video that I provided. You can obviously play it. This is going to be a course video. We have introduction. Another good thing to do is to include some kind of a description field here as well. You have an instructor. This, you can leave that. You can use that in the future for future development of the app. And we also have this, and so you can do mark as completed, and now it's marked as completed here, okay? It automatically shows it as completed, and it's also set as true as completed here, whereas these ones are set false. And so this is the app that I wanted to show you guys. Obviously, you can take it as far as you want. There's unlimited potential. You can add new features. You can have this, your instructor. You have the templates straight from FlutterFlow that will help you to develop. So it's really up to your imagination how far you want to take it. And just to remind you, you can view and clone this app as well as all the other FlutterFlow apps, get access to live streams, special Q&As and other content directly from my Patreon page. So if you want to take your no-code knowledge to the next level, that Patreon page is a great investment. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you real soon.